I think the imminent disruption is you all beginning somewhere, anywhere. Begin. That's actually the biggest disruptor I've ever seen, is when people just begin. And you've got to begin by letting go. You've got to actually let that stuff go. And small incremental changes are how you eat this elephant.
Our citizens are embracing disruptive innovations, and they expect us not just to keep pace with the change, but to be right up there with them and to anticipate the changes that are coming next. The bottom line is they want to spend less time dealing with government and our processes and more time enjoying their lives, and they want their interactions to be both easy and occurring at a time of their convenience, not ours.
So Google brought in to our organisation a mentality that I've got to thank them for. A guy called Igor was leading this programme, and he turned around and he says, "Pauline, tell me how I can, rather than how I can't." And what that organisation did, overnight, they'd turn round solutions to how you can. It brought a very agile and nimble way of being into the organisation.
So this whole questions of are we business-led or IT-led, like it's a meaningless statement. Technology is part of what we do, and this whole question is like two fleas arguing over who owns the dog. What did Fitbit and Jawbone did? They tracked the number of steps that you took. They did simple messaging. They tell you how long you slept at night. I mean, all of these things are really simple. They're things that people can identify with. If you're overweight, you want to learn how to count your steps. You know, if you're an insomniac, you want to work out if you slept at night and all those sorts of things. They resonate with people right now. Something like Google Glasses, where you wear your glasses and there's data flashing in front of your eye wherever you're looking. Yeah, great. It will work one day, but it doesn't resonate with the general population right now. People can't quite get it.
But more importantly, we didn't develop a strong attachment to a product, and we didn't therefore over-invest in it. Because we hadn't spent months and years building something, we spent a day building something. If we had been proved wrong and the idea wasn't going to work and it wasn't going to stick, then dropping it wouldn't have been difficult. Instead of starting by building something, you need to start with learn. But unfortunately, the phrase build, measure, learn starts with build. So people tend to get this wrong quite often.
And I think for me, there were three main themes that came through out of the presentations that I saw. The first is trust. I think a lot of speakers emphasise that in order to disrupt and innovate, you need to have the trust, whether it's the trust of your staff or the trust of your customers or whatever. And also, I think one of the things that was very evident to me is that when you're looking to make a change, to disrupt something, it's actually ultimately all about the people. Whether you're deploying software or whether you've got a new process or whatever, actually, fundamentally, it's all about the people and the culture. And also, I think that being open to disruption and innovation is a way of thinking, an attitude. It's a culture. It's learning to, or leaning into the yes, rather than leaning into the no.